Hello and welcome. In this video I'll be cold starting the Top Mach Studios F-22A Raptor. Now before we begin I'm going to clear the throttle quadrant and the control column away so I can get to the buttons that I need to get to. Next I want to get rid of the cover here that's on the HUD. To do that we press the battery on. As you can see the systems are all fired up. Now I don't think that would be the situation in the real aircraft. I think you would need to get the engines up and running and get the generators going so that the systems have the electricity they need to fire up. But who knows, I've never flown a real F-22, so I'm probably wrong. But anyway, what we need to do is clear the ladder, the removable flight tags and the chocks. Now to do that we need to come over to the primary MFD here, click menu, config, sim. Now on the left hand side here you'll see that three options are lit up, so chocks, RBF tags, ladder. Now while they're lit up they will be on the aircraft, so we want to deselect them, and now you can see that we're all clear. Now to get the primary MFD back to multi-map display we need to go back, menu, and then at the top you'll see MMD, and there we go, we're back on the map. Now we'll come over to the engine control page and you'll see there's a button here that's got control underneath it. I'm going to click that and that gives us a load of options to get the engines going. Now Top Mach Studios have given us three ways of starting the engines. The first one is quick start, which if I was to push this button here would start both engines simultaneously, or we can go through just by pushing the buttons on the MFD, so switch on the fuel pump, ignition, and then we can fire up the engine by clicking the start button there. Or you can do my preferred method, which is switch on the fuel pump, switch on the ignition, and then come down to the FADEC and select which engine you want to start and pressing motor to get it going. Now I feel that version of the startup makes it feel a bit more inclusive in the whole startup procedure rather than just clicking a load of buttons, and that's the reason why I prefer that method. Now we need to get the APU started. As you can see it's 0% RPM. If we come down here to our left, the APU switch is here, so we'll click that and you can see the RPMs building up, and now we're ready to start the aircraft. Now what I will do is I'll start the left hand engine just by using the buttons on the MFD, and then what I'll do is start the right hand engine up using buttons and FADEC. So switch on the fuel pump, switch on the ignition and push to start. Now this process will take a little while. It gets a little while to get the fuel flow going and for the RPMs to actually build up. As you can see, fuel flow is slowly building up. Temperature will start to rise, we'll get oil pressure, and then the RPMs will build up, and that will settle at around about 26%. So there goes the oil pressure and the temperature. And then once the engine is settled we can come over and switch on the generator for the corresponding engine. So start is cleared, so the start procedure is in its final stages. Okay, so we're at 26%. Come down to our left and switch on the generator. Come over to the right hand side, I'm going to close the canopy, and I'm also going to switch on position lights and anti-collisions. which I should have done before starting the engine, so my bad. Right, okay, so my preferred method, let's get the fuel pump on and get the ignition switched on. Come down to the FADEC, want the right hand engine, and click motor, and there we go, fuel flow is starting to build, and we'll go through the whole process again. Now that I'm pretty much done with the buttons over this side, I can put the throttle quadrant back on and put on the control column. Very quiet at RAF Lakenheath today. The weather's not great. Although I have had 2 F-35s over the house this morning already, so they are flying. Okay, so almost there. And come over and switch on the generator. And we can clear control so that we don't accidentally hit any of the buttons. Check the hydraulics are up, which they are. Go back to thrust, and then we can switch off the APU as we are finished with that. And then it's a matter of just setting up your MFDs, your secondaries, your tertiaries and your primary to how you want it, and just get yourself ready for taxiing. Also you can get your steer points and things up and running as well. So yeah, that's cold starting Top Mach Studios F-22A Raptor. Not too difficult, but yeah, a fun little procedure to go on. So yeah, okay, so I hope that's helped, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.